America!
Welcome to the eulogy, eat it up. It's called political buffoonery.
Hello and welcome to Buffoon of the Week. This is a show that reviews last week's news and current events, searching for the dumbest newsmakers in politics and culture. We nominate who we find, and then you vote for your choice to be crowned with our dubious distinction by leaving a comment below this video or by voting on our website, buffoonoftheweek.com. We've noticed one theme emerging at the start of the Biden years. It's that Joe Biden's election has emboldened the cancel culture mob. You know who they are. The political correctness thought police pointing out everything that they find offensive, no matter how old it may be, and then becoming unhinged about it until it gets canceled, shunned, ostracized, and just shut down altogether. And it appears that most of corporate America has gone along with that script. And there are several reasons for that. Either the companies are scared of a boycott, scared of being sued, or their woke board of directors actually agrees with this cancel culture garbage. So this week, we're going to look at the top 5 times the cancel culture mob has come at corporate America so far in 2021. But before we begin, be sure to smash that thumbs up button and please subscribe to the show. And when you do, click on that notification bell so that you never miss another one. Okay, now that we got that business out of the way, let's get on with the countdown.
All views and opinions expressed here are not necessarily of the mainstream media and may offend some listeners. It's called political buffoonery.
Starting us off at number 5, Disney's streaming service, Disney Plus, recently slapped a content warning on certain episodes of The Muppet Show, leading viewers to believe that it contains harmful and offensive content. This content disclaimer appears on 18 episodes of the show that started streaming about a week ago. Talk about ridiculous. Even Saturday Night Live took a pot shot at Disney for these advisories.
I just want to ask, who's about to watch The Muppets, sees a warning about graphic content, and doesn't watch it? If anything, you'd be like, I gotta see this episode of The Muppets. Does Gonzo finally have sex with a chicken?
Now, even I have to admit, that was kind of funny from SNL. And I'm not a fan of theirs. But I guess that's kind of the point of this selection. Comedy of all kinds is meant to push boundaries and to slay some sacred cows of culture. What does Disney have against fun? More on them later. Next at number 4, the toy company Hasbro raised some eyebrows last Thursday after announcing it created a new playset that drops the Mr. and Mrs. designation for its iconic Potato Head toys. According to published reports, Hasbro made the drastic change so all could feel, quote, welcome in the Potato Head world. But in a tweet later that afternoon, Hasbro seemingly backtracked. Now Hasbro is saying that while the brand is changing, the actual Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head characters will remain. Now really, we can't be mad at Hasbro. They're just playing both sides because everybody's money is green. The culture warriors get their genderless potatoes, while Hasbro winks and nods at the rest of us to show that nothing really changed. But we have to point out that the gender confusion Hasbro created certainly seems like a microcosm of the confusion everyday Americans feel towards the progressive left's gender definitions. How many of them are there now anyways? Coming in at number 3 is an old tip of the cap to Hyatt Hotels for standing its ground in the face of cancel culture. This past week, the Hyatt Regency Orlando hosted CPAC, the premier conservative political conference. The hashtag Boycott Hyatt began spreading on social media after users learned that Hyatt would be hosting the conservative event, which some people allege the company was endorsing by allowing it to happen at one of its properties. Hyatt's clapback game was strong. We take pride in operating a highly inclusive environment, and we believe that the facilitation of gatherings is a central element of what we do as a hospitality company. We believe in the right of individuals and organizations to peacefully express their views, independent of the degree to which the perspectives of those hosting meetings and events at our hotels align with ours. Our own values support a culture that is characterized by empathy, respect, and diversity of opinions and backgrounds as we strive to bring this to light through what we do and how we engage with those in our care. Diversity of thoughts, opinions, and backgrounds. What a concept, right? Our number 2 pick is Coca-Cola, who is promoting an online training seminar urging its employees to, quote, try to be less white as a means to combat discrimination. The online seminar, created by anti-racism kook Robin DiAngelo, encourages the idea that white people are innately horrible people. Among the points made in slides leaked on the internet are that white people need to be less oppressive, less arrogant, less defensive, and less ignorant. DiAngelo's seminar is geared to, quote, break white solidarity, claiming that children are socialized to understand that it is, quote, better to be white.
To be white in so many ways is to be raised to be functionally illiterate on the topic of race. I am white, and part of being white is that I was not raised to see myself in racial terms. I mean, I understood that somebody had race, but not really me. To be white is to see oneself outside of race, to see oneself as a unique, special individual, exempt from the forces of socialization.
DiAngelo also absurdly claims that white people need to, quote, listen and believe, because everyone's feelings are somehow justified simply because they are expressed. How insulting is that? All white people are bad, evidence doesn't matter, and if you disagree, then you're going to get called a racist, because you're arrogant, you're overly defensive, you're ignorant. Man, this woman DiAngelo has a real grift on her hands, doesn't she? She's an openly racist person masquerading as a visionary. And corporations like Coca-Cola are so fearful of boycotts or afraid of litigation that they take in this bile and push it on their employees. All in the name of covering their butt from liability and staying away from negative perceptions. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show. So what else could be at number 1 than the story of actress Gina Carano? Carano, a former MMA fighter known for speaking her mind, was kicked off of the Disney Plus show The Mandalorian, where she played Cara Dune, and Lucasfilm has stressed there are no plans for her to return. Ever. The apparent reasoning for Carano's ouster appears to be a tweet where she shared an image from Nazi Germany and compared it to today's overheated political climate. Wait, doesn't every loony lefty on Twitter compare Republicans to Hitler? But if you ask Carano about what happened, Disney and Lucasfilms had it in for her for a long time.
You know, like boxers headhunt sometimes and they forget to go to the body. I feel like Disney or Lucasfilm or whoever it is, maybe just certain people in that company, I feel like I've been being headhunted for the last, I don't know how many months. And you can feel it, you know, like just a couple weeks ago, Lucasfilm asked an artist that they employ to erase my character and put a different character in place. And, you know, he proudly announces this on Twitter and erases my character and puts, you know, another character in place. And all of the fans of Cara Dune were just outraged. You know, they're like, why didn't you just add the character? Why did you have to take off the character? Is there something wrong? Is Gina getting fired?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's what cancel culture is all about. Erasing your work, erasing your personality, erasing your very existence from the social discourse because you dared to say something or do something that goes against some herd mentality, some ridiculous idealized standard of perfection. And Lord help you if you aren't perfect enough for the cancel culture mob. So that's our list, folks. Do you agree with our choices? Would you add some other story or take away one of these that we presented? Don't cancel me, but let us know in the comments. And we'll be back with more nominees next week, but only one can be Buffoon of the Week.